Hello, I'm going to be doing a brief tutorial on how to use Fab Studio. First thing, go ahead and open up the Fab Studio folder, and then in the folder you're going to see all of the different materials that you can use to print. For this example, we're going to be using green taper silicon. What you're going to want to do is, before you open the program, select your material and then open it with your notepad program. And then you can edit each of the different parameters for the material. So your slice height, your path speed, your path width. You can change each of these values to change your printing parameters. Then you'll want to save the file and then close out. Go ahead and open up Fab Studio. You can now maximize your screen. And you can see a list of all of the different shapes that you can print that are preloaded into the program. Now first, what you're going to want to do is, we are going to select a cylinder for this example. Click and drag the shape onto the printing surface. And then you're going to want to click and drag your material onto the shape. As you can see, it changes colors. This means the material has been applied to the shape. And then once you do that, you're going to want to go up to Options and make sure Enable Advanced Features is enabled. Now what you're going to want to do is select your object and then go to View, Edit Objects. Within here, what you can do is you can adjust the scaling, the rotation, and the position of the object. So you can scale it from inches depending on the file size. You can set it to its automatic scaling, or you can have the program select a good size for you, which is what we'll do. And then you can also arrange the objects, so it'll put it into the origin corner, and then you can select your rotation. For this sample, we're going to go ahead and rotate it to 90 degrees. Once rotated, to get a better view, hold down your right mouse button and move to rotate, and then you can double click to move over, and then right click and then move up and down in order to zoom. And so what we're going to want to do is once we have our object selected, we're going to go to Position, and we want to put it on the tray, so that way the bottom of the object is even with the bottom of the tray. So you can go ahead and change your X and Y so that way it's in the very corner of the printing surface. And so there's 8 millimeters on one side, and we'll do the same on the other. And then once you have your object selected where you want it, you can now send the object to the printer. So hit the Send to Printer button, and you'll get a new menu. For this printer, you want to select your specific material from the drop-down box. And we are going to be using green taper silicon. And you can modify the tool and printer settings with this button here, and it generates a new menu. Within the Tools Script drop-down menu, you can view the values of the green taper silicon file that you edited previously, and you can check to make sure that your values are correct. And then you can go to the printing process and select which algorithm you would like to be doing. There's a couple different options that you have. There's the simple crosshatch, which will give you a solid object, and then you can also do the edge only, that will just do the edge of the object. So for here, we're going to try doing an edge only object. Click OK, and then once that's completed, hit Create Print Job. And what that's going to do is it's going to generate a path for the printer to go through, and then go ahead and save this to a file. Select your file name and go ahead and save, and then you can close out of Fab Studio. Now, once we have the print file, we are going to open up the Fab interpreter, which is the Fab 2 icon. And once it opens up, you'll see a new window. You'll just want to click on Load Previous Configurations, and the motors should load up, and you can see each one highlighted. You can manually use these arrows to change each of the axes and change the position. Once it's all loaded up, hit the load button and find the printer file that you just created, and go over to the drop down box and select your silicon print material. And then once you hit execute, the program should run. You can also hit pause to pause the end of the line that it's on. Cancel will stop the program, and force stop will immediately stop if you run into any problems. After the print has finished, or you have reached the maximum height you feel it's allowable, you can stop and then exit the program, and you are all done.